Good evening, everyone. On the day of Mahashivratri 2020, this is Vasudesh Pandey from Easylib. I'm giving you a brief overview of accession register in Easylib software. To access accession register, you would just click on the home button on Easylib and go to the catalog and accessioning menu. And here you would see the accession register come by default. By default, it goes to the first entry in the accession register, and let's go to the last one and let's try to add a couple of books. So the first step that you would want to do in while during the accessioning is get the ISBN of that particular book, and let's say I'm going to copy this, go to the last accession number and put the accession number for this. So you get the data from Union Catalog. It gets the data from the Union Catalog maintained by Google and then displays the information on the screen. Here you would modify the information on this particular screen. Let's say I would like to call this as effective software testing for ERP systems, and like to expand this language as English and maintain the same ISBN. Subject I would like to change it to computers. Okay, and maybe the vendor is so and so vendor, and the bill date is today's date, and it's a purchase one, agreed, and the department I would put it under MTech, let's put it in computer science. Then I would call this the price was, let's say, 5 for 60 rupees, and I would just have to do and click on add button over here. Bug, it's not adding, sorry. Oh, wait a minute, just have to change the accession number. This is the new accession number, and I say add. So let's say I got 10 copies and I say add, and now look, the software has added 10 copies to the catalog, 67 759067 to 759076. Total 10 of them are added. So now look at this, there are total 10 copies of this particular book available in our library. And you find that this particular title is also linked with another book that you already got in the library. Let's say the accession number 0001. So you just click on link catalog. So now this particular title is not linked with any other book. So I will just say it's linked with title number 001. So I'll say link. It's now linked. And I find, let's say, this is also linked with 000 to 100. And I link it. So now if I inquire again, and I will see that this particular title is linked with two particular books. Now let's go back here, and if you see that, okay, this particular title also has beautiful information in YouTube and some of the testing related sites. So you would just click on link catalog URL, and I see nothing has been linked yet. So let me go over here, click on add links. What do I want to add? So let me copy this particular title number, go here, add this title number, yes, and we do some Google, and on the software testing for ERP applications. So let's see here, SAP ERP testing, software testing help. Okay, this looks pretty good material. If you find what you want to do, copy this URL and go back to your accession register and add this link. So guide to ERP testing, right? and I say add. Okay, that's fair. Let me do some more search and find a few more items. How to prepare test plan. Okay, this seems to be a good one. Again, let me copy this, go back here, just change this, and I say test planning, and again add this. And suppose you find good YouTube videos. So wait, there is one more that I tested, it's already searched, so let me add this also. Deals with software testing improvement. Okay, let me add this, and let's also see if there is any video available. So let's say videos, testing services for ERP applications. So there is a video. Okay, so there is a webinar somebody has put, and it's a publicly available information. Okay, it's not coming too fast. Let me redo the search again. Okay, all right. So this is a webinar. I just want to make sure that this plays. All right, it's going to play. Let me close this and copy this URL. Go back to my accession register. Software testing video, I would call it, and okay, I'll add it. Now, when I go into the accession register here, what we have done is that we have linked 4 such digital material through this catalog URL, so that when I click over here and I see these are the 4 items already linked. Close this. So when you are in OPAC and the students search on this particular book, they would be able to search that particular they would be able to see the list of those URLs as well. So let me redo the testing to show where it benefits you. Now I'm in OPAC, so I'll just do this effective software testing. I'll say search. Come on. So it's now searching. Probably there is a lot of data, so it's taking a good amount of time. Okay. So now when the students click on this, right, they would see information about the 10 copies of this particular book, what are the physical items already linked with this book, and the digital material, so that when they click on any of them, it opens the corresponding site for you. Isn't it cool? Basically, you are helping the students by linking the available information in the web for the related books. Now going back to the accession register, you see this item status link over here. This tells what are the 10 copies of this particular title that we are searching, and these are the 10 different copies, what is the price, the department, category, and so on of each of them. And if it is reserved, you will see the list of reservations also, and you get a summary of how many are available, how many on hand, issued, available, and so on. If a student's request for a reservation, you can reserve the book as well. Let me close this and go back to the accession register. So these are the additional material available over here. You click on the more, you can add additional fields. You can click more, and then you can add information for the specific copies. Suppose if one particular copy that you got, even though it's a copy of the same title, has a different price, you just change it over here. Only this particular copy gets modified, whereas the book still remains as a part of this bigger group of 10 titles. And let's say you realize the one that we modified just now also is a total separate book altogether, not a copy of this the very first one. So what you want to do is you want to go to that particular accession number that you want to separate it out. So let's say this one you want to separate it out. You just go here, click on MSTN, make it as a separate title number, say yes, and now look what happened. Let's say, let me click on this. I see that 759076, make it a bigger screen, okay, maybe like this. This is a separate title, and so one copy available. So you realize that okay, there are 3 more copies of the same book. You just say add more copies and go to the last accession number and add one more. This is where it will belong, that will where it will begin. Say okay, and you got let's say 3 more copies. Say okay. Now it goes and generates 3 more accession numbers, 759078, 7778 and 79, because I think the last one we had was the 76. Now let me go to the last one. You see that there are total 4 copies available of this particular book. Quite a few other buttons over here. Add button obviously is to add new books, add more copies that we just did it, and modify. If you modify the portion over here into the catalog details, all the copies of that particular title get modified. Whatever you modify here at the copy details will get will do the updates only for that particular specific title. Suppose you want to modify the price for all the 4 copies, you want to go over here and let's say 825 rupees, so 12% discount, let's say, and when I say modify all copies, all the 4 get modified. Clear obviously is to clear all the fields, delete is to delete the accession record. Mark view, let's click on mark view and see what it shows. Okay, so this is the mark mapping. We at Easylib think it's better if a title is called as a title, author as an author, subject as a subject, rather than having the library staff remember what is the corresponding mark tag number. So on the accession screen, that's why you see nowhere mention of the mark, but in the background, Easylib software converts the data into the mark format and then gives you the ability to see as well as export this in the mark format. So class number is so and so, and it corresponds to 082A, and ISBN so and so is 20A, 2633A is the year of publication, 245B is a subtitle. So this particular screen gets populated for all the fields you have populated the data for. And after a few years, when the mark standards get upgraded, it's very simple in Easylib. You just have to change the mapping on this particular screen. And when you want to go into RDA, which is going to be the next standard for cataloging, it's very simple. You would just change the mapping in Easylib software. Going back to accession register, there is a withdraw button which helps you take the book off the shelf, but the data will still be retained under the withdrawn books. Lock record gives an ability to lock one specific record. So even though your staff may have ability to modify different values in the accession register, for a certain records you don't want to give the ability to your staff, and you can log that particular record. So overall, this is the accession register. Wait, before we move on, a few more items. This forward catalog gives the ability to see the details of this particular book, copy this and then send an email to your team members. In the next version there would also be ability to send it directly by email or Twitter and Facebook and so on. These are the navigation box which help you go from one book to another one, the last one. You can also maintain different sections for a particular book. So certain book banks may begin with a different accession number. All of them begin with BB and rare books, your own category of the books and so on. So this is your accession register. Go ahead and try it out. Thanks.